Hello students, welcome to Exam Rat. Today we are about to start with part 2 of the chapter Sources of Energy. For our previous videos, you can visit our website and check all the videos of all subjects like physics, chemistry and maths. So we will start with Sources of Energy part 2. Part 1 we have covered. If by chance you've missed it, you can watch the previous video. Now, we had studied about biomass and we are about to cover the other part that we did not study, that is wind energy. So these two are improvements in the methods of conventional resources. यानी कि ये दो इम्प्रूवमेंट मेथड्स हैं जो कि हमें फाइंड आउट किए, राइट? सो बायोमास इज डन. नाउ वी स्टार्ट विद विंड एनर्जी. So unequal heating of the landmass and water bodies by solar radiation. सोलर रेडिएशन क्या है? जब सन का जो एनर्जी है, जो हीट है, वो लैंड बॉडीज को, वाटर बॉडीज को हीट करती है. तो जो अनइक्वल हीटिंग होती है ऑफ द लैंड मास एंड वाटर बॉडीज, इट जनरेट्स एयर मूवमेंट्स एंड कॉजेज विंड टू ब्लो. So this is something that we have studied in class 9th chapter Natural Resources. This kinetic energy of the wind can be used to do some work. So basically, we are utilizing this energy to our benefit, right? So this energy was harnessed by windmills in the past. Now what is a windmill? It has a large electric fan. ऐसे बड़ा सा फैन है, ठीक है? उसको नीचे कुछ हाइट देते हैं एंड हाइट के नीचे थोड़ा सपोर्ट दे देते हैं, राइट? So wind energy is used to generate electricity. So that is what we are talking about here. For example, in a water lifting pump, the rotary motion of the windmill is used to lift water from a well. So ये जो फैन की ब्लेड्स हैं, ये जो रोटेट करेंगे, इससे हमें हमारा काम मिलेगा. Whatever the work is, whether it's electricity, whether it's pushing of water to the main tank or etc. So today wind energy is also used to generate electricity. A windmill essentially consists of a large electric fan which is erected at some height at a support. Now, to generate electricity, the rotary motion of the windmill is used. We studied about the turbine in previous lecture, right? So, उसमें भी क्या था? उसका फैन है, ब्लेड्स हैं, तो ये जब रोटेट करेंगे, इसका रोटरी मोशन जो है, उससे मुझे अपना आउटपुट मिलेगा, right? So, the output of a single windmill is quite small and cannot be used for commercial purposes. Therefore, a number of windmills are used. यानी कि एक एरिया पे बहुत सारे विंडमिल्स रहते हैं, पूरे लैंड पे, पूरे एरिया पे कभी भी एक दो विंडमिल से हमें वो आउटपुट नहीं मिल सकता which we desire, right? So therefore a number of windmills are erected over a large area which is known as wind energy farm. The energy output of each windmill in a farm is coupled together to get electricity on a commercial scale. Because on a commercial scale, if I'm aiming to get electricity, I cannot depend on one, two, or three, or four windmills, right? I need more than that. So वो जो more than that का जो concept है, उसमें उस setup को क्या बोलते हैं? Wind farm, wind energy farm, right? Now, the largest wind energy farm has been established near Kanyakumari in Tamil Nadu and it generates 380 megawatts of electricity. So what are the advantages of it? It is environment friendly because अभी तक जितना अभी पढ़ा है उसमें कुछ भी ऐसा चीज़ नहीं पड़ी जो environment को pollute कर रही है या resources deplete कर रही है, right? So it is environment friendly. Second, it is an efficient source of renewable energy. Definitely because wind is something that I don't think we can uh, exhaust using, right? Then no recurring expenses for electricity production. Now, what are the limitations? So the limitations are that it can be established only at places where wind blows for greater part of the year. Let's say if I am living in a place where there is wind for only 2 or 3 months, So that is not going to be economically fruitful for me, right? Then speed has to be more than 15 km per hour to maintain required speed. It requires large area of land. Why it requires large area? Because I'm not setting up one, two, three windmills, right? I need more. The number is to be more, right? So I need a large number of land to have a backup facility to take care of energy needs when there is no wind. So, although I'm setting up a wind farm, still there is a thing which is called backup, right? So, when there is no wind, I have to think about that also. Now, cost establishment of land is high because I will buy the land or I will take it and then put up the wind farm there. So, cost establishment of land is high. Last, high level of maintenance. Why maintenance? Because the windmills will not be covered by anything. They are out there in the sunlight. They will tolerate the sun. They will tolerate the rain. They will tolerate the cold. So जो भी मौसम रहेगा, जो भी weather रहेगा, it has to tolerate that. So for that, they need high level of maintenance. Then we come to the other half of the chapter. So one half we studied about conventional sources, and now we have started with non-conventional. So as a demand for energy increases, we need to look for more and more sources of energy. We could develop the technology to use the available or known sources of energy more efficiently and also look to new methods. So basically, our demands have increased, so we need to look up to some methods which might never exhaust, right? So those are the non-conventional ones, like solar energy, energy from the sea, geothermal energy, nuclear energy. So we are going to study about all of that. Now, solar energy. Only a small part of the solar energy reaches the outermost layer of the earth, right? And nearly half of it is absorbed while passing through the atmosphere and it reaches the earth's surface. So we use that, right? सोलर एनर्जी में हमें दो चीजें पढ़नी है, एक है सोलर कुकर और एक है सोलर सेल. सो बेसिकली सोलर कुकर क्या कर रहा है, उसका ब्लैक सरफेस है, ठीक है. इट अब्जॉर्ब्स. why black? Because black will absorb more heat. Then solar cookers and solar water heaters use this property in their functioning. Some solar cookers achieve a higher temperature by having a mirror. So mirror भी क्या करता है, लेट्स से ये सन की रेज मिरर पे पड़ रही हैं. सो ये इन रेज को फोकस करने में, डायरेक्ट करने में हेल्प करता है, ठीक है. सो सोलर कुकर्स आर कवर्ड विद द ग्लास प्लेट. Now, these devices are useful only at certain times of the day. The limitation of using solar energy is overcome by using solar cells that convert solar electricity to solar energy to electricity. So basically हमारे पास limitation थी उसकी, इसलिए हमने solar cell बनवा दिए that will convert the solar energy into electricity, right? So now we are going to study about the cell. It has a voltage of 0.5 to 1 volt and 0.7 watt of electricity. जब बहुत सारे cells को हम एक साथ एक arrangement दे देते हैं, so it is called as the solar cell panel, right? So this is the cell panel. Now, advantages. It has no moving parts. It has little maintenance. It works satisfactorily. It can be set up in remote and in accessible hamlets. अब ये इसको बनाने के लिए क्या चाहिए, सिलिकॉन चाहिए, ठीक है. तो सिलिकॉन विच इज यूज्ड फॉर मेकिंग दीज इज लिमिटेड. सो दीज कैन बी द, you can say, limitations, right? Entire process is still expensive, and silver is also used in the panel, which is again adding to the cost of the production of the solar cell, right? Then it is still used for technologies in spite of its high cost and low efficiency. Now, where is the cell used, right? So it was used in artificial satellites and space probes like Mars, orbiters, etc. रेडियो में यूज होता है, रेडियो और वायरलेस ट्रांसमिशन, ट्रैफिक सिग्नल्स में यूज हो जाता है, ठीक है, कैलकुलेटर्स में यूज हो सकता है, some toys also use the solar cells, and it is used on domestic use is also there, but it is limited due to high cost. Then we come to the second part, that is energy from sea. So this is divided under three headings, I believe. Yeah. So there is tidal energy, wave energy, and an ocean thermal energy. Right. So we have tidal energy. Now, if you see this diagram here, this is the moon, and this is let's say some water body. So the gravitational pull of the moon and the spinning of the earth, I hope you all know that the earth spins. So the level of sea rises and falls due to all these activities, the two activities. What are the two activities? Gravitational pull of moon and spinning of the earth, right? This will change the sea level during the day. This phenomena is called high and low tides, and the difference in the sea tides give us the tidal energy, right? So the tidal energy is harnessed by constructing a dam across a narrow opening to the sea. Now again we have a turbine which is fixed at the opening of the dam. जब वो रोटेट करेगी तो उसका टाइडल एनर्जी से इलेक्ट्रिसिटी मिलेगा, राइट? बेसिकली वो रोटेशन जो है दैट विल हेल्प इन गिविंग द डिजायर्ड आउटपुट. सो यहाँ पे मुझे इलेक्ट्रिसिटी चाहिए, किससे चाहिए? टाइडल एनर्जी से चाहिए. सो टाइडल एनर्जी से इलेक्ट्रिसिटी मिल रहा है, राइट? सो दिस इज अबाउट टाइडल एनर्जी. Then we have the wave energy. So the kinetic energy of the waves is being used here to give me electricity, right? Kinetic energy possessed by huge waves near the seashore can be trapped in a similar manner to generate electricity. The waves are generated by strong winds blowing across the sea. Again, a wide variety of devices have been developed to trap wave energy for rotation of turbine and production of electricity. Then we have the ocean thermal energy. So water at the surface here gets heated by the sun faster, and water at the deeper layer somewhat here is cold, right? So the difference in these temperatures is exploited to obtain energy in ocean thermal plants, right? These plants can operate if temperature difference between surface water यानी कि ऊपर वाला जो लेयर है and depth यानी कि ये नीचे जो लेयर है up to 2 kilometers is 20 degrees Celsius. So the warm surface is used to boil volatile substances like ammonia. Vapors of liquid are used to run turbine of the generator. So turbine has to move, right? Then we have the geothermal energy. So due to geological changes of Earth's crust, the molten rocks found in deeper hot regions are pushed upwards and trapped in region called hotspots. तो जो molten rocks रहते हैं जो deeper hot regions में मिलते हैं उनको push कोई कर नहीं रहा है, but इस force की वजह से वो push हो जा रहे हैं and they get trapped in regions called hotspots. When underground water comes in contact with these hotspots, steam is generated. Steam generate होने के बाद क्या हो रहा है? Hot water from the region finds outlets and this leads to the formation of hot springs. So जो steam trap थी pipes में, it is routed through a pipe to a turbine to generate electricity. However, the only disadvantage here is that there are very few sites which will give you such a classic combination of molten rocks, hot spots, hot springs, and then you can use the water to your advantage also. So everywhere you are not going to find such a combination. Then the fourth part to it is nuclear energy. So it is generated during process of nuclear fission. So we are going to study about nuclear fission and fusion. अब इसमें फिशन में क्या है, यूरेनियम थोरियम जैसे जो हैवी एटम्स हैं उनका जो न्यूक्लियस है वो स्प्लिट करता है इनटू लाइटर न्यूक्लियर, राइट। तो यहाँ पे फिशन हो रहा है, मतलब ब्रेकिंग हो रहा है, बड़ा न्यूक्लियस लाइटर न्यूक्लियर छोटा न्यूक्लियर बना रहा है, राइट। सो इस प्रोसेस में ट्रमेंडस अमाउंट ऑफ एनर्जी इज रिलीज्ड. One atom of uranium will release, let's say, energy 10 million times, which we can get by burning one atom of carbon from coal. So this is the amount of tremendous energy that is released during this process. Now, the major hazard of nuclear power generation is storage and disposal of the spent and used fuels. इन्वायरमेंटल कंटैमिनेशन होता है, एक्सीडेंटल लीकेज हो गई तो उससे भी बहुत प्रॉब्लम हो सकती है, राइट, एंड लिमिटेड अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ यूरेनियम. Then we have, these points are just something that I have written in short form from here, okay. Then न्यूक्लियर फ्यूजन. अब फिजन था तो उसमें स्प्लिटिंग था, ब्रेकेज था. फ्यूजन है तो उसमें कुछ कंबाइन होगा. तो क्या होगा इस प्रोसेस का रिवर्स. जो लाइटर न्यूक्लियाई हमने पढ़े थे यहाँ पे, ये जो लाइट न्यूक्लियाई है, राइट, ये वाले, ये हमें कॉम्बिनेशन में देंगे हैवियर न्यूक्लियस, राइट. So another possibility of nuclear energy generation by a safer process is called nuclear fusion. Fusion means joining lighter nuclei to make a heavier nucleus, most commonly hydrogen or hydrogen isotopes to create helium. तो वहां पे हमने किसका एग्जाम्पल पढ़ा था, यूरेनियम थोरियम का पढ़ा था. फ्यूजन में किसका एग्जाम्पल है, हाइड्रोजन या फिर उसके आइसोटोप्स, राइट, टू क्रिएट हीलियम. Again, it releases a tremendous amount of energy. Fusion reactions are the source of energy in the sun and other stars. It takes considerable energy to force the nuclei to fuse. The conditions needed are extreme for this process. It has some environmental consequences. Exploiting resources disturbs the environment. Secondly, there can be consequences like air pollution, damage to the environment, assembling the products for the, let's say if I'm saying that solar energy is not causing any damage to the environment, but assembling the products required for the solar energy panel or the cell, maybe those accumulating those products can cause some damage to the environment if not the process directly, right. So in any way, all these will have some kind of environmental consequences. Last, we have a flowchart. So this is just to give a summary so that you don't get confused किसके नीचे किस heading के नीचे कौन सा energy पड़ा था, है ना. So this is just to clear the doubts and clear confusion about it. Sources of energy, conventional, non-conventional. कन्वेंशनल बेसिकली क्या है, जो कि डिप्लीट हम कर सकते हैं, एग्जॉस्ट कर सकते हैं. नॉन कन्वेंशनल कम, राइट, एग्जॉस्ट नहीं होंगे. सो कन्वेंशनल में क्या है, फॉसिल फ्यूल्स है, थर्मल पावर प्लांट्स है और हाइड्रो पावर प्लांट्स है. दिस वी हैव कवर्ड इन प्रीवियस चैप्टर, प्रीवियस वीडियो, राइट. अब इनकी कन्वेंशनल को इम्प्रूवमेंट्स देने के लिए हमने दो चीजों के बारे में पढ़ा, बायोमास, विंड एनर्जी. सो बायोमास तक हम पढ़ चुके, राइट. आज हमने पढ़ा विंड एनर्जी, राइट. उसके बाद नॉन कन्वेंशनल रिसोर्सेज आ गए जो कि एग्जॉस्ट नहीं होंगे, राइट. उसमें था सोलर एनर्जी. सोलर एनर्जी में सोलर कुकर्स एंड सोलर सेल्स, राइट. देन एनर्जी फ्रॉम द सी, जिसमें टाइडल एनर्जी, वेव एनर्जी एंड ओशन थर्मल एनर्जी हमने पढ़ा. Third is geothermal energy. And last we studied nuclear energy, which had fusion and fission, right? So fusion में combine हो रहा है, fission में splitting हो रहा है, right? So this is all about this chapter, and hope you all like it. And if you have any doubts, you can let us know in the comment section below. Thank you for watching.